Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is CXC Beauty and my name is Christian. So today I have for you a little review and first impressions of some eyeshadows I picked up. Now I'm really excited because I really wanted these eyeshadows and I saw them launch on Dior's Instagram a little while back, and I finally was able to find them in store and got my hands on them. And the eyeshadows I'm talking about is a new launch by Dior, and these are their new 5-color palettes, and they just released them for summer. I do believe that these are permanent now, and I bought all the permanent ones, but I think there's a few of them that are limited edition that I was not able to find. So in total there is 6 different palettes, and I picked up all 6 of them. So in this line there's sort of 3 more satin and shimmer palettes, and then there's 3 mostly matte palettes, and they all have a different variety of colors. So I'm going to go through each one and show you them. So I'll start off with the more satiny and shimmery palettes. Belt pouch like this, and it holds the palette inside. And this is the first palette. This one is in shade 757 Dream, and opens like this. And as you can see, it's a more matte palette, and it has more of like a cool tone purpley brown colors, and it's very pretty palette. The next palette is 647 Undressed, and this one's more neutrals, more everyday sort of natural makeup look palette. Then we have number 627, and this one's called Embrace, and this is a beautiful neutral palette but warm tones, and I just love these 2 shades right here. This very warm like coral, and then we have this like reddish brown that's beautiful. Now moving on to the more shimmery palettes and the more colorful palettes. We have this one in number 157, Magnify, and this is a beautiful purple palette, and you have a nice, I would say, satin finish to these ones, more like the traditional Dior palettes. Then we have this one right here, which is 277 Defy, which is beautiful blue tones and silver tones, and this one has 2 shades but these are like extremely metallic shades right here, like glittery metallic shades, and I think this is the one I'm going to use today. It's just really beautiful palette with blues and silvers. And then we have this one right here called Electrify, and this one has a lot of like springy summer colors, very bright. It has this beautiful like satiny green in the middle, and then like a coral, a blue, a darker blue, and like a nice highlight color, and that's Electrify. So with this launch, Dior also changed the palettes a little bit. This is one of my other Dior palettes, and they used to come with the shades in the middle and then the 2 applicators on the side, and they shifted the shadows to the far side and then put the applicators here. So there's a little bit of a change in the palette, but there you go. You can compare the old ones versus the new ones, and there's kind of like a new emboss in the middle, where it used to just have like the Christian Dior or whatever special limited edition embossing was at the time, but they went ahead and changed that a little bit. Now Dior does have some of my favorite formula eyeshadows. They're really tightly packed into the palette, so you don't get a lot of fallout, which is great, especially when you're doing like makeup work or you're working as a makeup artist. You don't get too much fallout, which is wonderful. Let's see how these shadows perform on the eyes, because I'm really excited to try them. So the palette I think I'm going to go for is this silvery blue one, which is Defy. Since I never really do this kind of color, I want to challenge myself a little bit and try something new. I went ahead and already did my foundation and my concealer, so I'm going to jump right into eyes, and then I'll finish the rest of the face. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this middle shade, which is like a light gray blue, and I'm going to take a Morphe R39. It's like a little blending brush, and I'm going to take that shade right through my crease. Now I have already primed my lids with a concealer, but you can use any primer you'd like. I just use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I'm going to run this color through my crease. Now these are all pretty satiny shadows, and I usually don't put anything satiny into my crease. I usually use all mattes in the crease and to blend out, but for the purpose of using one palette, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Now I'm going to take this shadow and kind of extend it outward like that. Now with a clean blending brush, this is a MAC 224, I'm going to blend that out just a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here in the corner, which is a little bit of a deeper blue. And I'm going to take this Morphe M431, and I'm going to take this shade right into the crease. Then I'm going to go back in with that Morphe blending brush, the R39, and I'm going to start buffing it out. And I'm going to start adding more color as I blend. That way I can get a nice seamless blend. And now with this deepest blue shade right here, I'm going to go in the outer corner of the eye, just right here. Same pencil brush. Just to really deepen that V. Now this dark shade does have a little bit more fallout than the rest of them, so I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit. But that is to be expected with like a really dark shade like this that's really pigmented. Now going back to the mid blue right here on this corner, I'm going to take up the pencil brush, which by the way I've been using my color switch. I kind of just clean it off and it takes all the pigment off the brush, which is great. So if you have a color switch, use it because they're amazing. So I'm just picking that blue up on the pencil brush right on the tip, and then I'm going to go to the lower lash line, but I'm going to keep it towards the outer edge of the eye. And now going back with the deep blue, I'm going to blend it into that mid blue. Same pencil brush. I'm going to keep this one on the very outer corner of the eye though, blending it up towards the top shadow. Now I'm going to go into this really glittery blue shade here. And I'm going to take a shader brush, and this is the Morphe M522 shader brush. And I'm going to try to pick up quite a bit of that product. And I'm going to start packing it onto the lid. And I don't know if you can see that, but this glitter formula of shadow is just, it looks like a beautiful like galaxy of stars on your eyes. It's just so beautiful. I'll show you the swatches. There will be swatches. Now taking this MAC 214, which is like a little shader brush, I'm going to go back into that really sparkly blue. And I'm going to take it in the middle of the eye, the middle of the lower lash line. And sort of blend it towards the darker color. And now I'm going to go into this really glittery silver shade right here. And I'm going to take another pencil brush. This is, I believe by Sigma. This is the Sigma E30. And I'm going to take that really silvery shade, and I'm going to pack it into my inner corner, going toward that glittery blue. Then I'm going to take that same color, same brush, I'm going to put it on the inner part of the lower lash line. So you have a really sparkly blue eyeshadow look, which I'm loving. I haven't done blue in so long, and it feels good to have a bunch of color on my eyes. Now for eyeliner, I don't want to take away from this beautiful blue look, so I'm going to go really tight on the lash line, and I'm not going to do a wing or anything. So I'm going to go in with my MAC Kohl liner in the color Smolder, and I'm going to really carefully, just really closely to the lash line, line my eyes. Now if you do want to do a wing liner, you can go ahead and do a wing liner, but for me, since the eyes are really dramatic and have that like it's tailed out to the temple, and it's already super beautiful and dramatic, I don't want to distract from that with a wing liner. I'm going to go ahead and tight line my eye as well. And to really make this pop, I'm going to take my white Cromagraphic pencil by MAC in pure white, and I'm going to go ahead in my lower waterline. This will not only make your eyes look bigger, but it also makes the blue pop even more. And now I'm going to go ahead and put on some false lashes. I'm going to go for these Tarte lashes in the style Flirt. I really love these Tarte lashes. I tried my first pair in my last video, and they were really amazing. So if you haven't checked out the Tarte lashes, you should. And they're only $12. Okay, now that I have my lashes on, I'm going to take some Benefit Roller Lash, and I'm going to go in the bottom lashes. Now you could go ahead and put mascara on your top lashes too to blend in with the falsies, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do that today. Now I will have to say these Tarte lashes are some of the most comfortable lashes I've worn in this style Flirt. The other ones felt a little more thick, but these feel really nice on the eyes, and I love the look they give. Okay, so that's basically the whole eye look. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. So for lipstick, I went and decided to do a gray lip. I don't know how it looks on camera. I think it looks pretty cool. It's different for me. I don't think I've ever done something quite as dramatic as this, but there's always a first time for everything. Okay guys, so this is the completed look using these new Dior eyeshadows. I will have to test out the other palettes, and I will have swatches for all of them on my website, which will be linked below. Also, if you didn't see my previous video, don't forget to enter my giveaway, which ends this Friday the 16th. I am giving away either a modern Renaissance palette or a Tarte Pro Amazonian Clay Pro palette. So you get to choose if you win the giveaway, and all of the instructions for that is in my last video, which I'll also link below. And also, if you want to follow me on any other social media, that will also be linked down below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed being here with you and testing out these products with you. Yeah, until next time, I will see you later. Bye.